data with pivot tables. Actually, we're going to do a pivot chart this time. Part 4, starting on page 8-10. And I actually underlined it so because it's so you see that word pivot and you just stop and say, oh, it's a pivot table. Well, it isn't a pivot table, it's a pivot chart, but it's very similar to what we've done before. So don't worry too much. We left off, let me get that reactivated. We left off having 2 filters and some columns and rows. And up here with our 2 filters, we're going to click in B1, we're going to choose creative so that we only see creative. All right. And we're going to click quarter 4. Why are we doing that? Oh, wait, do you think we ought to read the instructions? Here's the case. For her presentation, Ellie wants you to chart, like a graph, chart, the fourth quarter creative revenue for all offices and the Boston office's yearly creative revenue. Okay, so that's what tells us how to start. So we did step 1 there, and now what we're going to do is work on getting some analysis. Let's click back in here to turn that on, and we're going to go up to the Analyze tab, and we want to make a pivot chart, which happens to be way over here in the Tools section, and we'll create a chart. Now you've done charts before, it's not something new, and they ask us to choose clustered column chart, which was the recommendation, and you have all those kinds again. We did this before, and click OK. Now then, if you notice, the filters that appear in the worksheet in the pivot table also appear in the pivot chart. So that's convenient. These are called field buttons, by the way, field buttons. And let's just set it back up here. We want creative and we want fourth quarter. Okay. Field buttons here, and that's the legend, like usual. So let's continue with, on the Analyze tab, let's do a slicer. Why not, right? Let's insert a slicer. What would you like to slice? We would like to slice office. Click OK. And we want to choose which one? We want to choose Boston, right? Office, Boston. And let's move him off over here. Just that looks nicer like that. Okay. Now then, click the pivot chart to select it. And we're not surprised that there, in addition to the Analyze tab, there's a Design tab and a Format tab. Are we surprised? No. So let's click on the Design tab. And they ask us to actually move this little guy off to a new worksheet. We did that before, and it happens to be over here on the end. I think it's usually over on the left side, but is it? I don't know. I haven't done this for a while. Okay, let's move the chart. Where would you like to move it? To a new chart, new sheet. And what would you like to call the new sheet? Pivot chart. And there she blows. Notice that we have the pivot chart new worksheet down here. And they're so small, aren't they? Look at it. Anyway, we want to change to all quarters. And we're already on creative, but now we're Boston and all quarters. See down here it says Boston. And you have to know that it's creative You have to know that those numbers mean creative, but you can always go look over on the other sheet if you need to. Yeah. Which is what I did. You know, the first time I was going through this to get it prepared, that's what I did. Okay, step number 7. Click the Design tab. Okay, Design, we can do this. Click the Design tab. Click the Quick Layouts button. Which one would you like? They say we want number 3. And then we'll click the title and type in annual creative revenue. They said press the enter key, but I I would just click off. Oh, it doesn't matter one way or the other to me, but whatever. Okay, and let's go to the Analyze tab. And these things bother our boss. So we're just going to get rid of the field buttons for now. Okay, when you can turn them on whenever you need to. And then they ask us to insert a footer. I think we did footers. Didn't we do footers before for the rest of the sheets? But this is a new sheet. And we'll have to do a custom footer and put our name in the center. They said center. And click OK. And click OK. And there we have it. Now that wasn't so bad. That was kind of fun, wasn't it? If you look down in the bottom right-hand page on that table 8-1, you can see the comparison between pivot table items and pivot chart items. But anyway, this is kind of fun.